Have you ever wondered why certain things happen in your life without any logical reason? Why do some people, born into hardship, somehow rise to unimaginable heights, while others, seemingly blessed with every advantage, spiral into chaos and suffering? Is it just luck, fate, or is there something deeper at play, something ancient, invisible, and yet undeniably powerful? Today, we unravel one of the most profound concepts in Buddhist philosophy. A force believed to weave through every life, every moment, and every thought you've ever had. It's called karma. Now, before you think, oh, karma, what goes around comes around, let's pause right there, because what most people think of as karma is just a tiny fragment of a much deeper, richer, and more intricate understanding, one that Buddhism has explored for over 2,500 years. In Sanskrit, karma literally means action, but in Buddhist teaching, karma is more than just action. It's about intentional action, actions of your body, your speech, and most importantly, your mind. Every thought you nurture, every word you speak, and every deed you perform plants a seed. And just like seeds in the earth, these karmic seeds will, sooner or later, bear fruit. Imagine your life as a vast, intricate tapestry, threads of different colors crisscrossing, some bright and beautiful, others dark and tangled. Each thread represents a choice you made, a word you spoke, a thought you entertained, and whether you realize it or not, you are weaving this tapestry in every single moment. Buddhism teaches us that nothing in our lives happens by accident. Every joy you experience, every sorrow you endure, every person you meet, they are all connected to the invisible threads of your past intentions and actions. This isn't about blaming yourself for your misfortunes or taking credit for every success. It's about understanding that life is not random. There is a cause, and there is an effect, always. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Karma is not punishment. It's not a cosmic vendetta. It's simply the natural law of cause and effect. Drop a stone in a pond, and ripples form. Smile at a stranger, and you might lift their heart. Harbor anger, and you poison your own peace. What you do matters. What you think matters even more, because in Buddhism, the mind is the forerunner of all actions. A single thought can ignite a lifetime of consequences. Let me tell you a story. There was once a poor farmer who, though penniless, was known for his kindness. Every day, he'd feed the stray animals near his fields, offer water to travelers passing by, and speak gently to those around him. Years later, a terrible famine swept through the land. Many starved. Yet, inexplicably, help came to the farmer. Villagers who remembered his kindness shared what little they had. A traveling merchant gifted him food. Even wild animals left his crops untouched. When asked how he was so fortunate, the old farmer simply smiled and said, "You cannot plant mangoes and harvest thorns." This, in its simplest form, is karma, but Buddhist philosophy takes it even deeper. It teaches us that the effects of our actions are not always immediate. Some ripen in this life, others in the next, some even many lives later. That's right, according to Buddhism, your existence isn't confined to this single lifetime. Rebirth is part of the karmic cycle, and your past actions, good, bad, and neutral, shape where and how you will be reborn. Which means the life you're living now is, in part, the result of choices you made long ago, perhaps in a time and place you no longer remember, and the actions you take today are shaping not just your future, but futures beyond this one. Now, you might be wondering, if everything is driven by karma, does that mean we have no control? Are we just puppets of our past? Here's the beautiful truth. While karma shapes your circumstances, it does not chain your spirit. In every moment, with every breath, you have the power to plant new seeds, to weave new threads, to reshape your destiny. This is what makes Buddhism's teaching on karma so empowering. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are the architect of your future. Imagine waking up on a beautiful morning, the sun gently warming your face. You decide to smile at a stranger on your way to work. That simple smile might seem small, almost insignificant. But what if I told you that smile is a seed planted deep into the soil of your life, ready to sprout in ways you may never fully see? This is the essence of karma in daily life. Every intentional action, whether grand or subtle, is a seed that will grow and bear fruit. Buddhism teaches us that Karma operates like nature's own law. You don't need a cosmic judge to reward or punish you. Karma is the natural unfolding of cause and effect, like planting mango seeds and harvesting mangoes. Not thorns, but how exactly do these seeds grow? How do the choices you make today ripple into your tomorrow? Let's explore. Karma isn't about every little thing you do, it's about intentional actions, those motivated by your thoughts, desires, and will. Think about it, if you accidentally step on an insect, does that generate karma? Not really. But if you deliberately harm or help another being, that creates karma. In Buddhism, karma is created through three doors: body, speech, and mind. The way you use your body, your actions, the way you use your speech, your words, and the way you use your mind, your thoughts and intentions. Each of these can plant seeds of kindness, hatred, greed, or ignorance. Just like seeds, not all karma is the same. Some actions plant seeds that grow into sweet, nourishing fruit, others bear bitter, painful results. Good karma, wholesome actions, acts of generosity, compassion, honesty, and patience, these lead to happiness, peace, and favorable circumstances. Bad karma, unwholesome actions, acts of cruelty, lying, greed, or hatred, these often bring suffering, conflict, and hardship. Neutral karma, actions without clear moral weight, like eating or walking, these don't strongly influence your karmic path. Every day, you are constantly planting these seeds. Your choices, big or small, shape your future experiences. One of the most fascinating parts of karma is that the fruits don't always ripen right away. Sometimes, you feel the consequences of your actions immediately. Speak harshly, and you might see anger in return the same day. Help someone in need, and gratitude may come your way. But other times, the results take months, years, or even lifetimes to appear. Just like a seed buried underground, waiting for the right conditions to sprout. This delayed ripening is why some experiences in life seem mysterious or unfair. A person may endure hardship that seems undeserved, or enjoy blessings that feel like pure luck. In reality, these are the unfolding fruits of past karmic seeds sown long ago. Karma isn't just about isolated actions, it's also about patterns and habits, the repeated choices that shape who you are. If you regularly respond with anger, you cultivate a karmic pattern that attracts anger back to you. If you consistently practice patience and kindness, you create a pattern of peace and goodwill. These patterns influence not just your own mind, but also your relationships, career, and overall life path. Think of karma as the unseen soil beneath your life's garden. The quality of this soil determines what kind of plants can grow. Let me share a simple story. A young woman once worked in a busy cafe. Every day, she greeted customers with a warm smile and kind words, even when tired. One day, she lost her wallet at work. Panicked, she shared the news with her colleagues. To her surprise, a customer who witnessed her kindness returned the wallet, untouched. This is karma in action. Her goodwill planted seeds that blossomed into an unexpected blessing. On the other hand, a man known for gossip and cruelty found himself isolated and distrusted. His harmful words planted seeds of resentment, which grew into loneliness. These examples remind us that karma isn't a distant, mystical force. It's alive in every interaction. Knowing how karma operates invites a radical shift in how you live. Ask yourself, what kind of seeds am I planting today? Are my thoughts, words, and actions contributing to growth or suffering? How can I cultivate kindness and wisdom in my daily habits? Buddhism offers practical tools to become more aware of your karma, such as mindfulness meditation, ethical precepts, and compassion practices, to nurture wholesome seeds. So, if karma is the invisible gardener of our lives, planting seeds with every intention, the next question is, are we trapped by these seeds? Is our future just a pre-written script, or do we have the freedom to change? We've learned that karma is like a gardener, planting seeds with every intention, every action. But here's the question that stirs the heart and mind: are we trapped by the seeds planted in the past? Are we mere puppets of karma, powerless to change our path? The answer, surprisingly and beautifully, is no. In Buddhism, karma is often misunderstood as fate, a rigid script that controls every twist and turn in our lives. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Karma is not fate, it is not destiny carved in stone. Instead, it is a dynamic, living process, a dance between past conditions and present choices. Imagine a river flowing. The water represents karma, moving, changing, responding to the terrain it flows through. Your past actions shape the river's current. They form the landscape, the valleys and the rocks that guide the flow. But you, the river's source, are not just a passive passenger. With each breath, with each intention, you can influence the direction and force of that current. Buddhism teaches us that free will is real, and it lives in the present moment. While past karma influences your circumstances, it does not dictate your response. Your choices now create new seeds that can transform the course of your life. Think of karma as a garden of possibilities. The seeds you planted in the past have grown into trees and flowers, shaping the landscape. But new seeds can be planted, old weeds can be pulled, and the garden can change. No matter how tangled your karmic past may seem, there is always space for new growth. This is why Buddhism emphasizes mindfulness and intentional living. Through awareness, you can recognize harmful patterns, the thorns choking your garden, and choose to nurture compassion, patience, and wisdom instead. Central to this idea is intention. Your intention is the architect of karma. If your mind is clouded with greed, hatred, or delusion, your actions will reinforce suffering. But if you cultivate loving kindness, generosity, and understanding, you plant seeds for happiness. This means that freedom is not about escaping karma, but about mastering it. You are not powerless. With each moment, you hold the power to create karma that uplifts and frees. Let me share a story. There was a man imprisoned for years, burdened by regret and despair. At first, he believed his fate was sealed, that karma had condemned him. But one day, he began practicing mindfulness and compassion. He started choosing kindness, even toward his captors. Over time, the man transformed. His heart softened, his mind cleared. When he was finally released, he lived a life dedicated to helping others, breaking the cycle of suffering created by his past. His story shows us that free will is the key to unlocking karma's potential. Buddhism teaches a balanced view, neither fatalism nor reckless freedom. The past is real, but it is not your jailer. The present moment is your playground, where karma unfolds and new paths are born. You don't have to be overwhelmed by past mistakes, nor can you rely on good karma alone without conscious effort. You must act with wisdom and compassion now, and every now, to shape your future. Understanding that karma is a living process, not a fixed fate, empowers us, but it also brings a responsibility. So far, we've explored karma as the seeds we plant through intention and action, shaping our present and future. But what if karma isn't limited to this lifetime alone? What if the story of your soul extends beyond this brief chapter called life? Buddhism offers a profound perspective. Karma operates across lifetimes, a vast, ongoing cycle known as samsara. Imagine life not as a single thread, but as a great wheel, turning endlessly. This wheel is samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Your actions, your karma, do not simply vanish at death. Instead, they carry forward, influencing the circumstances into which you are reborn. In other words, karma is the force that propels this cycle, linking one life to the next like invisible threads binding chapters in a book. This may seem mysterious or even challenging to accept, but consider this. Many questions about life's injustices, why some are born into suffering, while others enjoy privilege, find answers in the concept of rebirth. The circumstances of your current life are, in part, the result of karma from past lives. This does not mean you are eternally bound or punished. Rather, it highlights the continuity of cause and effect beyond what we can see. Where and how you are reborn is determined by your karmic seeds. Buddhism describes multiple realms of existence, from heavenly worlds of bliss to realms of suffering. Your actions influence which realm you may inhabit next, but more important than the external conditions is the state of your mind, your attachments, aversions, and ignorance. Karma shapes not only your body and environment but also your mental habits, setting the stage for future experiences. Though samsara may sound endless, it is not a curse. It is a chance, an opportunity to learn, grow, and ultimately awaken. Each life is a step on the path to enlightenment, and karma, while binding, also guides you toward freedom, if you walk the path wisely. Through understanding karma and rebirth, Buddhism encourages us to live consciously, cultivating virtue and wisdom to break free from the cycle. There is a famous story of a disciple who remembered his past lives, recalling countless births and deaths. Each life was shaped by the choices he made before. These memories were not meant to trap him in fear, but to inspire deep responsibility and commitment to liberation. Understanding karma beyond this life opens new horizons, but it also raises questions. If our lives are interconnected through countless cycles, how do we break free? What is the path to liberation from karma's cycle? We've traveled far together, from understanding karma's seeds, to its role across lifetimes, to the vast will of samsara. Now, a question stands at the heart of every seeker's journey: can we truly escape karma? Is liberation from this endless cycle possible? The answer lies at the core of Buddhist teaching. Recall that karma is not fate written in stone, but a web of conditions. It creates momentum. But momentum can be changed. The chain of karma is strong but not unbreakable, like a river redirected by a new channel. Your habitual patterns and karmic consequences can be transformed through wisdom and effort. Buddhism teaches that the ultimate way to break free from karma is through awakening, also called enlightenment or nirvana. Enlightenment is the profound realization of the true nature of reality, seeing clearly how suffering arises and ceases. When you awaken, you transcend the causes of karmic bondage, ignorance, craving, and attachment. Without these roots, karma no longer binds you. But awakening isn't a sudden, magical event. It is the fruit of consistent practice. The Buddha taught the Noble Eightfold Path, a practical guide to ethical living, mental cultivation, and wisdom. It consists of right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Walking this path purifies the mind, weakens unwholesome karmic seeds, and cultivates new seeds of liberation. Consider the story of Angulimala, a feared bandit who caused much suffering. When he met the Buddha, he was transformed through compassion and wisdom. He renounced violence and practiced diligently, eventually becoming a revered monk. His past karma did not imprison him. Through sincere effort and awakening, he broke the chain. While karma can feel like a prison, it is also a profound teacher. It shows us where we have caused harm, where we cling, and where freedom is possible. Each moment offers a choice, to continue old patterns or to step into freedom. Having glimpsed how we might break free from karma, we now turn to the practical tools that Buddhism offers: mindfulness, meditation, and ethical living, to purify and transform the mind. Karma, an ancient, profound teaching, might seem far removed from science and psychology, yet, when we look closer, fascinating bridges emerge between Buddhist wisdom and modern understanding of mind, behavior, and cause and effect. How do science and psychology interpret karma, and what can these perspectives teach us about transforming our lives today? At its core, karma is a principle of cause and effect, actions leading to consequences. Science too is built on this foundation. In physics, every action triggers a reaction. In biology, habits form through repeated behavior-changing neural pathways. Modern neuroscience confirms that our brains are plastic, meaning they can change, rewire, and adapt. This neuroplasticity parallels the Buddhist idea that karma is not fixed but dynamic, shaped by our actions and choices. Psychologists study how habits form and how intentions influence behavior. Karma can be understood as the sum of our habitual mental and physical patterns, shaped by past choices but always modifiable. Our thoughts and emotions create feedback loops, reinforcing certain behaviors or beliefs. Negative patterns can trap us in cycles of suffering, much like harmful karmic seeds, but through awareness and effort, we can break these loops, cultivating new, positive habits. One of Buddhism's greatest contributions to modern psychology is mindfulness. Mindfulness meditation has been shown to reduce stress, increase emotional regulation, and improve mental clarity. It allows us to observe our thoughts and feelings without attachment, creating space to choose different responses. In terms of karma, mindfulness helps us recognize the seeds being planted in the present moment. giving us the power to direct our future outcomes. Karma also involves ethical conduct. The intention behind actions matters deeply. Social psychology confirms that pro-social behavior, kindness, empathy, generosity, not only benefits others but enhances our own well-being. Acts of compassion create positive feedback loops in the brain, strengthening neural pathways linked to happiness and connection. This echoes the karmic teaching that wholesome actions generate positive results, both internally and externally, those science approaches. Life through empirical methods and Buddhism through experiential wisdom, their insights complement one another. Karma's deep understanding of mind, intention, and consequence aligns closely with modern findings about how behavior shapes experience. Both encourage responsibility, that our choices matter, and change is possible. As we bring our journey toward conclusion, it's clear karma is not just an ancient doctrine, it is a living principle, resonating with the deepest truths of human experience. Our journey through karma brings us to a powerful realization: we are not passive spectators in life's unfolding drama, we are the authors, the gardeners, and the weavers of our destiny. To live consciously in a karmic universe is to recognize the profound impact of every thought, word, and deed. Karma teaches us responsibility, not as a burden, but as a gift. Each action we take ripples outward, shaping ourselves, others, and the world around us. This understanding invites us to step into the role of mindful creators, shaping a future rooted in compassion and wisdom. Karma reminds us that while the past influences us, it does not imprison us. Every moment is a new opportunity to choose differently, to plant new seeds of kindness, patience, and courage. This is the essence of freedom, living with awareness and intention. Living with karma also means embracing compassion, for ourselves and for others. We all carry karmic histories, invisible threads connecting our joys and struggles. Through compassion, we dissolve the illusion of separation and build bridges of understanding and love. As you move forward, remember that karma is not merely a doctrine of cause and effect, it is a call to live deeply, to honor the sacredness of each moment. Whether you seek peace, happiness, or liberation, karma is your companion and guide. So, what will you plant today? Will it be seeds of anger, fear, and division, or seeds of love, forgiveness, and unity? The choice is yours, always, and in that choice lies the power to transform your life and the world. Thank you for walking this path with me. May your journey be filled with insight, compassion, and freedom.